Preppers. You guys claim to be preppers. How do you think you're going to be able to prep for one place? I don't care. I'll tell you what, I will give you this. If you are so far back into the woods that it's hard to even get a vehicle back in there, chances are you might be okay. Now, a lot of you guys, I don't even understand this at all. And I don't know what it's going to take to make you guys think shit has hit the fan. After what they did 3 years ago in every country across the earth, and are still pushing today, I don't know how for even a second that you guys think you're. I'm trying to move this smoke so it don't come across the screen here. I don't know how for a second you guys think you're going to be able to just, oh, I'm going to plant some food. I'm going to get me some coal. I'm going to get me some oil. I'm going to get me some wood. I'm going to do some canning and pickling, and I'm going to do this and that, and I'm going to do it all and have it all right here for me. Chickens, we're going to have chickens and goats. Do you people really think if shit hits the fan, if the power grid goes down, no money will be in anybody's hands? Whatever you got, you got. That's it. Whatever cash or gold or silver or what anybody's willing to trade. And in the beginning, they will trade things for this and for gold and silver and whatever else you might be able to put, diamonds or whatever. In the beginning, they will because people will think, oh, well, this will be over quick. Now I'm going to take all this gold, silver, and stuff that I gave nothing for it practically, and I'm going to be rich. Well, they'll find out later they can't eat that gold and silver, and I don't give a crap what anybody says. You can't eat diamonds. You can't eat a car. You can't eat your house. You can't eat none of that. But these preppers, they think they're going to be able to make a stand in their house. And make no mistake, folks, I thought that 20 years ago myself. I even, when Obama was in office, people, I don't even know how many guns I bought. I really, honestly, don't. I bought one, my first AR-15 I bought out of a gun, out of a gun shop where you buy guns. My next 50, government never knew a bit about any of it. People, there were times I went and bought guns, and I had an AR-15 fully loaded, racked back, and the safety off when I went to buy it, not even counting the fact that I had two other vehicles with me that were watching over me. If anything happened, if a bullet went off, this shit was going to be, it was going to get big. I'm honest. I'm being honest with you, folks. I bought guns off the streets. You could go to a place, even here in Ohio, it's called Arms List, just like Craigslist, but it's Arms List, ARMSLIST.com. Well, when I started buying guns, in Indiana. I was living in Indiana when I bought all those guns. And it was 100% legal, folks. When you're buying a gun, somebody's got the gun, you got the money, you switch the gun for the money, 100% legal. You don't have to have any kind of a license to do it. Nobody has to know about it. It was 100% legal. I did it for over 2 years. I bought guns in order to sell them, in order to buy other guns. And I had pictures of me with all kinds. I was on Facebook. I did all. I don't know how many pictures of me with handling from everything from a Mac 10 to a fully automatic M1 Garand. Even my son got to shoot that gun, and that was the gun my dad claimed he hated. He carried that M1 Garand in the Korean War, and he hated it. That thing rocked me back on my feet. I was standing ready for it. When I pulled the trigger, fully automatic, it was dumping every bullet in it as long as I held it. And it moved me, let's just put it like that. I wasn't ready for it as much as I thought I was. And I came real close to buying it, but I had too many things going on that I was fighting the government with. And if I would have bought that gun and I didn't have that $10,000 tax ID to buy it, I would have been in major trouble. Matter of fact, I put money down on it. The guy gave me, he had like 900 rounds of ammo for that gun. He gave me the ammo and said, now when you bring the rest back, the rest of the money back, I'll give you the gun. And in that 2-week period that I was waiting to get the rest of the money, I talked myself out of it because I had so many government officials and shit watching me. I didn't know what was going on. And I got spooked. But anyway, preppers. When Obama was in office, folks, and the shit he did with this whole healthcare bullcrap, you guys don't. If you do know what was in it, then it scared you just as bad as it scared me. And I knew what was in it. I was reading it. I was studying this. I know what was in it. It had 25% to do with healthcare. The rest of it had to do with where we're sitting today. The states lost all their control. They didn't have no control. The governor don't have no control over your states today, folks, because of Obamacare. Don't believe me? I don't care. Research it. Obamacare was 25% to do with health care, 75% to do with taking the state's rights away from each state. Each state's supposed to be a sovereign state. Not anymore. It's a corporation, folks. Your states, your cities, your counties, everything is a corporation. You are a corporation. If you don't understand this shit, how are you going to even prep for it, to fight against it? You ain't even going to know what to do. When I started prepping, folks, I had $50,000 that I put straight up in a Jeep Grand Cherokee. I bought a Jeep Bantam, 1942 Jeep Bantam that went behind the wheelies Jeep's trailer to pull behind my Jeep Grand Cherokee. I took that thing and started building on it, reinforcing it so that I could carry more weight inside it and around it. I could carry 50 extra gallons of fuel on the outside of the trailer for my Cherokee, or my Grand Cherokee. I built this on, folks. Inside it, I put a canvas top on it, like a wagon, old time wagon thing, and I built up the sides. Like I said, I reinforced everything on it so that I could carry more weight, and I loaded it with everything you could even think of. Over a 2-year period, I'm telling you what, folks, I had weapons and everything, even more than you could even think of. I guarantee it, and I still have a lot of it over here. But at that time, my first thought was, I'm going to stockpile all these guns, and I got all these different guns, and I shot them. If I didn't like the way they shot, I got rid of them to buy another gun. And I went through all these guns, and I had all different kinds of guns. People I had because of my daughter and my son, and different people in my. I got different caliber guns that I could put in their hands and let them shoot to help protect us if something bad happened. My wife stands 4'11". She ain't gonna be shooting no 45 or a 12 gauge shotgun unless she absolutely has to. So I'm not gonna put that gun. I'll put a 9mm in her hand. I never really liked 380s, folks. They're junk, but I owned them. I had some. I use them like a belly pistol. Stuff that sucker in your belly and pull the trigger until it stops blasting. That's all it's good for. A 380 ain't good for nothing more than that. 9mm. I can cut a tree down with the 9mm. Fuck all way 4-wheelers, lumberjack. Look it up. I love a 45 too. I can hit. Oh yeah, I love a 45, 1911, or even one of the newer Springfields. I love them. I prefer 9mm for a pistol. On at one time 2 or 3 AR-15s. Yes, folks. Oh, they look badass. You can put a lot of shit on them because you can put rails on them and shit. I'm not too damn impressed with an AR-15, and I certainly wouldn't take one into a battle. It's a high-powered 22. You could shoot somebody with a 22 at close range, and they don't even know they've been shot. It went through them so fast, they don't even know it. They're still going to get off 2 or 3 shots at you before they drop. Even if you better be Wyatt Earp, I guess, or Wild Bill Hickok, or somebody like that. It's going to hit them right dead in the heart, or right dead between the eyes. Because you can shoot somebody with a 22 many times and not kill them. If you can't kill them, what good is it? I don't want no damn AR-15. I wouldn't even want, now an AR-10. I'll take an AR-10. Or even a AK-47 with the same, what is it, 6, I don't remember what, it's 308. That AK-47 with a 308 size round in it, I'll take that to drop somebody with. But you ain't gonna drop too many people unless you're hitting them with 70 freaking bullets because you're on fully automatic. You're running through them 30-round mags. That's the best you're going to do with a damn. As far as I'm concerned, I'll tell you what, give me a damn Sega 12 gauge, or Rush even makes a better one that has no kick. But I'll even take that Sega 12 gauge semi-automatic with a 20-round drum and run buckshot and slugs through it. that AR-15, you're going to have so much lead coming at you. You ain't going to get up and aim that AR-15 at me. I'll guarantee you that. Not when you got 1 ounce hollow pointed rifle deer slugs and double aught buck coming right behind that as fast as I could shoot them at you. Pull the trigger. And I had 20 round drums, along with 10 round mags and 5 round mags too. But I had 20 round drums for that damn shotgun. I finally had to decide, people, listen, you can't haul a bunch of damn ammo for a bunch of different size caliber guns around. I was trying to have 1,000 rounds of 380, 1,000 rounds of 9mm, 1,000 rounds of 45, 1,000 rounds of 5.56, 1,000 rounds of 12 gauge, 1,000 rounds. How you gonna, if you got to move, how you gonna haul? You ain't. All you're doing is buying all that shit and stocking it up for somebody else to have later. Because you ain't gonna stand your ground if by the time you guys think shit hitting the fan gets here, you ain't standing no ground. Unless you got military shit, you might be able to do it if you got military shit. And I'm talking fully automatic, them damn guns that'll cut force down. If you got those and you got all the ammo you need, you might be able to stand your ground. But I set my ass up to be 100% guerrilla warfare fight, moving ass shit. And I had it set up. People, I was on Facebook. I was talking shit about the government. Nothing I did on Facebook had anything to do with what my plans were. We were doing everything through the mail. Everything was done through the mail. I'd get people's address or emails, go from there, get addresses. I was sending maps. I had coordinates. I even had it out where I got on the maps and laid out where they were coming from and told them every road they needed to take all the way to find me 3 states away. That's how far I went into this shit, folks. I even had a guy, because my son was living up here where we're at now, and he wasn't married to his wife, and he was aggravating the hell out of me. There was one of my crew that lived in Niagara Falls, which is north of here. And I told this guy, he was like 6'12" or some shit. He was 6 foot something. He wasn't no 7, but he was a big man. He looked like somebody it'd be a professional wrestler, let's just put it like that. But he was ex-Marine. Big boy, badass. And my son was an ex-Marine at the time. So I told this guy, I sent all this information to him where if something happened, and I just told him if it goes to a certain point, you have to say it happened. Everything starts, just go. We had it all set up, folks. I didn't have to call nobody. I didn't have to say anything. If it got to a certain point, everything was a go. And I would be getting myself to a certain point so people could meet with me for me to go down, get my parents, and then go to the safe locations. And we had this planned out. I even had it planned out, this big guy that lived up Niagara Falls. I said, I gave him my son's exact address, pictures and everything. And I told him, when you come down through there, and I brought the directions right straight to where my son was. And I said, you pull in here, you ask for your ex-Marine, you want to talk to David Myers. As soon as you see him, I don't care what you have to do to get him in the car, knock his ass out, whatever it took. Hog time, put him in your truck and bring him with you. And this guy had an agreement to do it. He was going to do it if certain things happen. Now, those things never happen. But That's how far we went with it, folks. We had over 4 locations, one in the Rocky Mountains, one in the Smoky Mountains, one in the deserts, and I won't even tell you where the other one was. But we had over 4 locations set up to go to that we could have stayed hidden from. There was one cave that several of us know about, not many of us know about, but we don't talk about it. It's a cave that even the Indians hid from the cavalry and all the people that came in here to take their land from them. They hid in those caves. There's a river or a large creek that runs through, full of fish. It's back in the mountains. It's on Bureau of Land Management land right now. You couldn't build nothing anywhere near it. So there's nothing out there but animals. And this river basically running through this cave system. People, if you ain't done some kind of planning like this, you think you're a prepper? You think you're a prepper? You think you're a patriot? You think you're any of this shit? Do you have any military guys in your prepper group or whatever it is that has any kind of background at all? I'm not even military, but I've been around a lot of them. Guys, you don't need none of this actually, because you can't stop what's coming. You can't stop it. What you need is Jesus. My guns, all them guns, I bought all that ammo. I had, at one time in that trailer, I had probably, I would say at least 5,000 rounds of ammo for the weapons that I had packed. That was packed in the trailer, not the ones that I had on me that I carried or had in the house for my security and shit. That was what was packed in the trailer. All I had to do if something happened, this trailer was packed, ready to go with food, medical supplies, everything, folks. I'm telling you what, everything you could imagine. I spent 2 years building it. More shit than I can even remember. But I still got some of it over there. You know what? Here, I'll show you some of this shit. These things, people. I built these. I got a whole damn. This is one box of them. I built these. See that thing? Them spikes on it. I handmade these. You can look at them. I ain't lying to you. I handmade them. Bent them. Sharpened the points on. I can take 2 or 3 of these. If somebody's chasing me or following me real close behind my Jeep or something, I could toss them out the window and throw a handful of them, whatever. They land spikes up. No matter how they hit. They're going to take out your tires. That's the kind of shit. This is how far I went. I still have this shit, folks. I got into biofuels and shit like that. I mean, you guys don't even know. These guys are... You guys have no clue. When these big cities bust loose, New York, 10 million people, 9 point some million people, they can't grow a plant. They can't raise a cow. Not on concrete. Where are those 10 million people going? Your best bet's hope that's one of the damn places that get hit with the nuke. Because all them people are going to be starving to death. The power goes down. They're going to go out in all directions. All directions. 9 point some million people in one town. Chicago's another one. Atlanta, all these big cities all over the earth, or all over the United States here. What do you think's going to happen if power goes down? Their refrigerator food's gone in a week. Grocery stores have no food. You have no money because the banks aren't open. Every cat, dog, rat, mouse, everything. With even a couple million people, folks, it don't have to be 10 million, just a couple million. Everything's going to be eaten that they can kill close by. They're going to have to spread out. And they're going to spread out in all directions. How are you going to hide from that? Eventually, they're going to run up on you. And if they see a field of food and some cows, and do you really think you're going to get to keep them? Chickens. Do you really think? Better think a lot harder about it than that, because you're going to have to move. You're going to probably need more than a couple of locations. Now, these places that you live at right now, you could hide shit, bury that shit, and come back to it later. Maybe in about 6 months or a year or so, when all these people are killed off, then you might be all right. But you can't. You're not going to be 340 million people in this country, folks. And if they're hungry, starving, power off. 340 million people, it's going to be worse than The Walking Dead. These people are going to eat everything in sight, maybe even the wood. Don't believe me? Watch and see. God loves you guys. I really do love you guys. I wouldn't tell you this shit. You guys don't even know how much I've thought about all this. I'm just trying to, don't waste your time thinking about this. Just do the Jesus thing. He'll tell you what you need to do. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to these other preppers out here. Do what Jesus did. It's the only thing that's going to save you. Nothing's going to save your body. Your body's dying. Every day that you live, your body's dying. The only thing other than that is your soul. Save your soul. I beg you. I love you. Find Jesus. Till next time.